Was there any processing that you heard during the first take? Because I know there's a couple first take videos where they did processing afterwards, or did it sound like all live?
I'm pretty sure First Take does pitch correction on every video because everyone's always perfect.
Yeah, they definitely do. You could hear it sometimes. I'm not sure if it's post-production or if they have like sometimes I've heard like a auto tune that sounds like maybe it's like already on the mic, you know, like
well, that's pretty fucking disappointing.
Yeah, I caught it on a couple songs. Somebody was on a Twitch. We were on Twitch, and they're like, "No, they don't do any of that." And then they checked it out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it does say that they do some kind of processing afterwards." I'm like.
Bummer,
which is fine, but that's why I guess that's why I was asking the question: did it feel live or intimate? And that's awesome. I can't wait to hear it. So
that kills the whole point of the show for me.
Does it? Because I mean, like when you watch
if you're
like
fixing shit. Yeah, but
man,
like, this is perfect. No, I don't know if it was or not.
Well, I mean, I get your point, but like if we were to watch like let's say like an official live bandmate video, you know, like they put post processing on that too, and it doesn't really ruin the. I'm not like, oh, that show wasn't as good as it would have been if they didn't put the post-processing on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but their gimmick isn't, this is one take. That's the only shot they have.
Yeah.
You know, that's like advertising like this. If they mess up, they mess up. And it's not. If they mess up, we'll fix it later.
I think when they do mess up, like they still use all the recorded audio from the first take. They'll just do like minor pitch correction in post. So it is all like perfect pitch, like you don't get like any weird notes.
Well, to answer your question though, Ryan, on it, like if they keep the mistakes in there, like kind of Boone, they messed up the lyrics and they kept it in there. Yeah. I wouldn't have been able to tell because Japanese. I was like,
I think if somebody messes up that bad, like it's impossible to fix it in post production without it being super obvious, you know. So it's like the way that I look at it is the changes that they make must be relatively nominal for us to be able to believe that there weren't any changes made. I think it would be like way too obvious. Like if somebody like really fucked up, like hit like a wrong note completely and they like tried to pitch correct it or whatever, like you would hear it in the production like that. Yeah. So, and I
watch them because I assumed it was like a real take. Like when I watch Lisa and it's absolutely perfect and I'm like, that's amazing. And now I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't so amazing.
Well, with her, I will say this though, on Lisa, you don't hear any of the correction. I don't hear it from what I can tell. There's
Ryan, you're a musician, bro. I feel like you would know, you would notice if it was like that bad, like if it was that offensive of a change that they made.
If it's not that much of a change, then why fuck with it? Like I don't know.
I don't think they did it on Lisa. Maybe they have, but I heard it on another singer. I can't.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They also might not.
Now it's all thrown into question.
Fuck.
What's the point of doing that shit?
I still like it anyways.
One take ish.
I still like Lisa's first takes, though. I'll say it's still good.
They're still the best versions of her songs, in my opinion. Like pretty much every time I watch First Take, I think it's the best version of whatever song that I'm listening to. But I feel like I don't know. I guess I'm a little easier to satisfy when it comes to that stuff, just because I feel like so much stuff has like auto tune and pitch correction on it, like that. You know, if it goes from like 100% exactly clean to like 96%, I can accept that. If it was like 60% to 100%, then I'd be like, okay, that's way too much. Like you changed way too much. But like, you know, a couple things here and there, I can deal.
Well, yeah, and looking at it from the artist's perspective, because like we look at it as a listener and we're like, you know, we want the raw and authentic performance because we know that we don't like harshly judge the artist, but as an artist putting something out, they get really self-conscious and worried like about imperfections, you know. So like you know, like how Bandmate likes to do the post-processing, but when they don't, we love that authentic, because you can hear flubs and you know it's real. But in their minds, they're probably really self-conscious and uncomfortable to put it out because you know, when you're listening to your own parts, all you hear is your own mistakes every time, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I totally understand why they would want to fix little things like that.
From what you heard, Wave, though, did you feel?
I mean, I would now if they're going to fix it in post. Well, fuck it. Because I know I'd mess up. if they're gonna fix it, I'll look perfect. Hell yeah. I mean, that's the whole point, man. The first take. If it's not a
Hey Ryan, can you turn up your mic just a little bit?
no, actually.
Or bring it, yeah, or just shout louder into the mic.
Okay.
We all got to turn down.
All right, we're gonna do this whole podcast
I need to be
again.
fair.
We need to do this
The
whole
name
podcast
still
again.
makes sense.
Yeah, they don't like punch in extra audio later. You know,
Yeah.
they always work with the first take. Like people mentioned, you can hear the vocal breakup, like if they run out of air during a note, or if they like fall out of the note they're on. Like they'll keep that stuff. It's just like the minor pitch correction, which I understand. I understand when you want.
So
the
overall,
authentic
though,
In the
performance.
third or fourth take at that point, who gives a shit?
so overall,
I just want to respond to one of these comments that says, surfing a song wave says, I'm with Ryan. That's why I love going to live performances. I hate to tell you surfing a song wave, but a lot of live performances, people that use that mic already have production on the microphone that they're using.
yeah,
And
or
it's
they'll
hard
have,
to tell when they don't.
yeah, or they have
program.
pedals too. They have pedals at their feet also with a chromatic auto tuner. But you still have to be on pitch though. To just keep that in mind. They still have to be a good singer because you can't just.
You got to be close.
Yeah, you have to be close.
You got to be close.
But yeah, a lot of them have a chromatic auto tuner as a pedal, or they'll have it in the production. It'll be somewhere in the chain. But that's pretty standard.
Like you said, it's literally they're closest to that note of all the notes, so they still have to be good. But it prevents things from like where all the tuned instruments that are perfectly on pitch. If you add a voice that's like flat or something, even if it's close to the note, it's gonna make the whole mix sound like crap.
Yeah.
If there's one note that's
Exactly.
off. And so they do that just to make sure, because you can be a great singer, but there's like, 20,000 megahertz of frequency that we can hear, and the note spectrum is all like all of those frequencies. We just cut them up and divide them to make the notes. So it's not like they're bad singers. They just aren't perfectly on the pitch that they need to harmonize with the instrument.
I understand that, but you know why they call it the first take, what that implies. They had one shot to nail the song and they did it.
Yeah, I
and
get what
if
you're
they
saying.
fix any of it, then it's fucking pointless. It's not that they're bad or they screw up the whole song, but that's why it's the name of it is the first take. Like they come in, they get one shot and that's it. No more chances. Well, they don't have to have more chances because it's going to be fixed anyway.
I see what
So
you
I
mean.
kind of
I get what you're saying.
if they're like they sing it once and we'll fix things. It's just not.
That sounds like a better title. No, I was kidding. But I gotta
totally
say,
Don't
what you're
worry about it
saying,
if it's not so good.
Wait.
We'll fix it in post.
wait, for you, when you watched it, like, did you feel like there was major fix, or you felt like it was like
Oh no,
all the way authentic?
I didn't. I didn't notice any artifacts or anything from pitch correction. I just noticed that everything was absolutely perfect. But
Yeah.
that could just be the performance. Sometimes you notice you can hear the little in, from the pitch adjustment.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I feel like if they did a shitty job, you could notice even with the production. If you've listened to a lot of music, like what fucking auto tune and pitch correction sounds like. There's like a wobble to it.
Yeah.
So if you don't hear that at all, to me that it's very likely they really didn't change much.
What it does
If
is it takes
anything.
away from the performers that come on there and they actually nail their shit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The ones that come on there and they kill it, well, then it takes away the
You're breaking up, Ryan.
the work they did, and I don't know what to do. It just takes away from the performers that do a great job. Then they
Yeah.
won't stand out because they're going to be made, not, I don't want anybody to look like shit, but if you can't do it, you can't do it.
Yeah.
No, I hear you, because you're right. It does. It ruins the credibility of the show in general.
Right.
So, like, if somebody does come up and nail it 100%, now you're wondering if they did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you that didn't hear, because Ryan was cutting it out, he was pretty much saying like the performers that are really good that do it in that first take, it takes away from them if like the other ones are corrected, right?
I think it all just depends on how much leniency you're willing to give to the current generation when it comes to like using the technology that they have on hand. Yeah. And like honestly, Ryan, like that's how I felt for a long time. I think listening to K-pop probably made me feel a lot more lenient because it's just part of the scene, it's on everything, even if they don't need it, like you could hear it on their microphones, and it's just like it drove me crazy for a while, and I just kind of learned to accept it. Like 2023, this is the way the world works.
You're part of the problem, champ. Part of the problem.
I know. Or am I part of the movement?
The solution?
Champ, you're fired. Just kidding.
He's like, all right.
You knew what I was before you hired me, Alan.
We're gonna auto correct the champ now and tune him up. Just kidding. But I can't wait to hear it. I'm very excited. Sorry guys, that I didn't check it out sooner. I meant to check it out sooner. It was a rough week, but I can't wait to check it out, man. I'm like, super excited.
Oh yeah, and we weren't just talking about the baby metal video, by the way. that was a general talk. We weren't saying that
that's why they went on it. They found out that no.
Oh, say it, Ryan.
I wouldn't put it past Koba.
Finish that sentence, Ryan. What were you about to say?
Shit.
But you said the first take's always been upfront about that, right? Like it's in the descriptions.
Yeah, there's somebody had looked it up on the particular song that I was checking out, and I don't want to say the name because I'm not sure who it was that talked to me about it. But anyways, yeah, it was just like a minor thing, and you could hear. I'm like, I remember stopping and going, "What the hell? That was auto-tuned right there." I just remember hearing it. And I said it during Twitch, and Eric was like, "Oh shit, yeah, there is." I'm like, "Oh, I thought like they're supposed to do it raw, Like Ryan was saying, that's what I was assuming also. But not to beat a dead horse here, but
yeah, everybody's gonna have their
still
own limits.
Good. Like Champ said, some of best. I love Lisa's versions on the first take, hands down, of those songs. I like the original.
It's need to get different versions of songs.
Yeah, you get some badass version of the song. So I'm excited to hear Baby Metal's Monochrome on there. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And it's really cool that they have Moa there with Sue, and I'm excited to hear it,
Yeah, maybe it's about shifting your perspective a little bit when you listen to it, and instead of thinking about it like, well, all right.
Keep going, Champ.
Ryan's so sassy today.
You're right.
You got two sick
I'm just
guys.
I'm just gonna give it to you.
I want to hear what you were gonna say, Champ.
I do too.
I was just thinking about it like if because like this is kind of like the same thing that we went through with the Baby Metal the Metal Kingdom song, right? And we were like, it's not metal because it said like Metal Kingdom,
Yeah.
And it's like, is the name throwing us off a little bit? Because in reality, you could just kind of view it as like, oh, here's a new recorded version of this song, a version that you've never heard before, and that's cool on its own. But because you have expectations that are something a little bit different,
yeah. Like when I turn on Top Gear and it's a cooking show, I'm like, I'll watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, CK Meister brought up, he said, I can't wait to hear Passcode on the first take, but that just raised a question for me. What band are you guys excited to possibly go on first take?
Is Passcode really going on first take? Is that
no,
like a thing, or is he just saying that?
I can't wait for it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
yeah,
is
that scheduled?
If they're not scheduled, I don't believe it's ever gonna, like they freaking they have auto tune on literally everything that they do.
I know that I just brought it up because it's a good question.
That would have to be part of it.
Yeah,
they'd have to, right? Like, because if they want to sound like, but I wouldn't want it to be. I've always kind of wanted to hear what their vocals sound like without auto tune and stuff like that.
I think they'll sound good. I think Passcode will sound good because it'll probably sound better, like without the auto tune and everything.
Guys,
on there.
let's start our own first take channel and allow absolutely no post processing besides like compressor and EQ.
Here are the shitty versions of every song you've ever heard.
I'm on the first take, and I went to their description. It says a microphone in a white studio, and one rule: you've got one take. Perform anything you like. Show us everything you've got for that one moment. The first.
Is there an asterisk?
No.
But there's
no.
Technically, they're right. I mean, post production has nothing to do with it. You know?
Yeah.
But anyways, my point was I liked that comment about passcode. I was wondering, who do you guys want to hear on the first take? Like out of the Japanese bands?
Are you asking us?
Yeah.
Oh, Gaijin Spin.
Oh, that's a good one.
That would be insane.
Their 3 voices. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I would like to hear Bandmate 100%.
Anything with Fuki.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
Doll's
good one.
Box.
Yeah. Doll's Box.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. What about you, Champ? What about
all
you, Champ?
those things you just mentioned, all the good ones.
Freaking
I mean, I want to hear an Emma-Fila, you know, like
Yeah.
I would love to hear Mayo on there.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see like live, like on that kind of setting, like if she would shift, because she's super raspy in a lot of their songs, right? I'd like to hear her do one of the raspy songs to see if she retains it or if she tries to go like a little cleaner with it.
For more Gaijin goodies like you just saw, be sure to subscribe to the Gaijin Guys podcast and turn on all notifications to be part of the live stream every Sunday. You can also find us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, etc. You can find even more exclusive content and reactions on our Patreon, patreon.com/GaijinGuys. I'll see you there. Adios.